My name is La'ana Rockdy Wild, and in this episode, I'm getting a delivery of building materials from Lowe's to my Fairbanks tiny cabin. Right now, Lowe's just called me to let me know they're on Skyline, and I'm just parked waiting for them, and I got my hazard lights on, and then once I see them coming down right here, I'm gonna pull out and head that way and have them follow me, and then I'll stop right where Northland Wood chained up. I'll stop and let them chain up there, and then direct them how to go down the hill and turn around where the state has a big plowed spot, and then come back up the hill, then get into the road that leads to my property, because if they try to enter it directly, they're gonna get stuck. So they have to go like down, turn around, and up, and then to my... I think they're gonna be able to do it, but they'll have to put chains on. And you know, the whole thing, as far as them, by the time they bring that gear here, it's 10:19, and dump it at my property, I bet it'll be noon or almost 1. And by the time I move it, not even on my property, they're gonna dump it like on the road, shared road. Then by the time I move it, it'll be night, and I may slightly block my neighbors. I hope not. That's the part I don't want to want that to happen. But if I do, it might just be one neighbor, and it's just a single young man that probably wouldn't have a big problem with just having to walk a few extra 100 feet and park on the other side of the lumber. So we'll see what all happens, and I would call it a success if by dark I'm driving back to Fairbanks and I got all my material on my property. And I do have some food in here and stuff, but I may have to go down the hill and get food later today too, because I might get too hungry and not have enough food to eat. I'm just waiting and waiting for this Lowe's vehicle. I'm surprised how long it's taking. It was like an hour ago when I was at Fred Meyer's, and they called and said they're going up here, so I stopped everything, and I didn't pay for anything. I left it all, and I didn't get coffee and more food, and I didn't stop at Tesoro on the way up the hill either. So I got here and I was way in front of them. I've been sitting here for almost an hour. Then they called when they said they were on Skyline, and I feel like that was like 20 minutes ago. And I'm surprised how long it's taking them to come up the hill. I am almost worried that they're like lost or stuck or something. But I'm just sitting here like, any second they're gonna come around this turn right here. I don't know why I'm so impatient, but it's like, you know, that's the hard thing about delivery, when I never really could get, that's the wrong vehicle. I never could get anything delivered directly to my property because I'm always developing way out here. So no address yet, out in the woods. And yeah, it would be easy if I could get it directly to my property. That way I don't have to sit at some intersection and wait for an hour. But if they couldn't figure it out where it was on the map, and I didn't. Last thing I need is a big vehicle with a trailer taking the wrong turn and stuck on this hill in the deep snow somewhere. So we know what we need to do, which is I need to lead them in and then stop before it gets really steep over here and let them chain up and let them know they can't go directly into my driveway. They have to pass it, turn around, then go into my driveway, because that one turn is too steep. They'll get stuck. So I really wish they would come around that turn. It's 9 degrees out, warm and sunny. It won't go. I do not get my house material. Come on, guy. Try one more run at it. Please, please, please. Please, truck. You got the chains. It's not gonna happen. That means my house material is not going to make it up the hill with this truck. There's the house material going back down the hill, I think. It just can't get up this hill. So I'll have to haul it a little bit at a time. The truck is not going to make it up this hill. He tried. He may try one more time. Aww. He is, but it's just not going. It sucks. Okay, so he's stuck on the hill, and I guess he's taking this smaller thing off. I hope he don't go fall, please. There we go. Okay. Oh, I do not want. Please work, please work. Baby, come on, 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 baby, you can do it. Yes, yes, yes. Go, go, go. Keep going. Keep going. Woo! Yeah. Now I'm leading Lowe's vehicle. And every hill I go up, I have to make sure they can make it up the hill. So I must admit, it's very, very scary. It's just that time of the year where there's new snow, ice, and it's warm at the same time. So they start spinning out. And this hill right behind me, they are making it up the hill. They made it up the hill. Good. And yeah, we're just both cruising right along. We will eventually. I don't know why my heart rate's up a little. I just want to not get stuck. I want this big Lowe's vehicle of material to make it to my property so bad. Yeah. Okay, they're making it up this hill now too. And it's very good. Very, very, very good. Yeah. Let's see if I can show them. There it is. Those decided they couldn't drive down to my property. They were gonna just start unloading it on top of the hill and driving it down with the forklift, because they didn't want to get stuck on this hill with that huge truck. So I snowblowed to get ready for the forklift of material so I can pull it down the hill with the sled. It's the first load, 1023 by 32 cat T-G FF OSB subfloor, and pulling them down on 2 sleds. I wanted to get these boards down to the building site and come back up the hill with both sleds so that the forklift could drop the next load on top of the sled. And then I noticed that the forklift was actually stuck. This was their first load, and we didn't realize that that hill was so steep. The 3-wheeled forklift could not make it up the hill.
Another way out? I can't get out.
Yeah, we both felt at loss. There was definitely no other way out, but we had to be persistent and think about how to get it out of here. Son of a bitch. He was getting stuck with his forklift, but he was driving up with the. It's a 3-wheeler forklift, and the single wheel was in the front, and he was getting stuck. But when he turned around and put 2 wheels in the front and backed up the hill, he made it. And I think he might keep delivering. I'm only on a hope. But if he does not want to come back down here, I can understand. We'll see what happens. I had people ask, is this the second or third house you're building, and what I'm up to? I actually don't even exactly know why I'm building so many houses. I think I just have a little bit of beaver inside of my bloodstream. But it all kind of happened. I was living in a house in Fairbanks, and then I tried to get a job in Fairbanks, and I ended up with a job in Delta, so I built a house there. And then I ended up with a different job. I thought I was going to move and live in the city, and I built a house in Wasilla, but I didn't want to do that city job. And then I finally interviewed all over the state, and I got a job in Fairbanks. So I'm moving back to Fairbanks. Last winter in February, I sold a nice house in Fairbanks that I had lived at for 20 years, and so now I have 3 properties and 2 tiny houses, and then this house I'm building. I have 4 acres in Delta Junction with a 20 by 20 log cabin, 1.2 acres in Wasilla with that tiny frame house I built last fall, and then 1.5 acres here, and I'm going to build another tiny house. There was 2 thick straps on this plywood, and I had no way to cut the straps, so I had to go up to my car and dig all around and find something to. I found the pliers to cut the straps with. I heard the forklift coming back down the hill, so I started to hustle and get all of these lumbers out of the sled and get back up the hill. So I had both sleds ready for the forklift, to sit all that load on top of it. I was very happy to hear that he was willing to come back down the hill and keep delivering, even though it was difficult for that forklift to come up the hill again. It started to fall off of the sleds. It was sitting on one side too much, so he started to readjust it. I was thinking I had to push the sleds, but I didn't need to. He adjusted it without me coming near the forklift and sled. I was hustling hard to get all of that out of the sled so I can get back up the hill for the next load from that forklift. I did not want him to sit it on the ground. That would be so much extra work to have to load the sleds too.
Yeah, I'm hustling so that I'm ready every time he comes. I'm ready to put the two sleds so he can fit the load in the sled. And I don't have to hand fill that sled. That's why I'm hustling so hard to unload it every time he drops it off.
What I'm chipmunk chatting about is that I'm trying to hustle real fast to be ready for each load because I want the forklift to drop the load on the sled.
There we go. Action Jackson. make it.
Dang it. Oh. Maybe if I walk behind you again. I was trying to use my superpowers and just stare at it to get it to go up the hill. As the day warmed up and the snow got more water in it, I think his wheels started to spin out. Eventually, this forklift slid down that driveway on the right-hand side of it and was stuck, and so I tied a winch onto my tiny car and we threw sand under it and pulled it back onto this main neighborhood road. And then after that, he was stuck still trying to go up this hill, and so we threw sand under the wheels then too. So what's going on is he's still stuck. The last time he tried to go up the hill, he started spinning out. I even used my winch and I winched him back up the hill, and I got sand from my foundation and threw it under the tire, and we got him unstuck, but now he can't really make it up the hill. And then we have a sled of sand that we're gonna throw under the tires when he's starting to drive. But he just ran to go tell that guy to quit sprinkling it, because his partner started sprinkling it too early, and we were trying to tell him to wait and save it and sprinkle it under the tire right when he's spinning out. I'm gonna have to go educate them about it one more time. Are you guys gonna save some sand? Yeah, save some so when it spins out you could throw it under. We put sand on the hill, so all we can hope is that it works.
Coming up here too?
Oh yeah, of course. I'm videoing it too.
You want to get in here?
I'll just keep walking. Go, baby, go, 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 go. Wait, let's get sand. We can throw sand under that wheel right there. Is there any sand in the sled? Hurry, hurry, throw it under that wheel. Go ahead. I was videoing, then I put the phone in my mouth and grabbed a handful of gravel and started throwing it under the tires. It wasn't catching. About the third handful, I finally started kicking the gravel until it went under the tire and it caught and it got out of there. I threw 3 handfuls of gravel under that wheel. It still wouldn't take, so I just kicked that gravel really hard, and couple of rocks just flew right under that wheel, and it caught some traction and started moving again. Next, after we got that forklift up that hill, now he got stuck with the heavy Lowe boy, and now he's getting that forklift back off the truck, and he's gonna drive it up the hill instead of haul it up the hill. Hopefully they make it up the hill. Man, I feel bad. I had these guys from Lowe's deliver here. It took them all day. He's coming down. Well, excuse my language. He's just screwing us up all day long. He took it off, and now the truck needs to try to go up the hill. I keep not liking how he pulls over on driveways like that. He doesn't realize that he's gonna get stuck. Okay, he's coming up the final hill. The big truck made it up, luckily. Now it's just up to this guy to make it up. I think he's doing it. And then my tiny car to make it up the hill next. And this is one of the final big hills. It's hard to tell if he's spinning out right now. Usually when it starts wiggling, I'm getting worried. But I think he's making headway. Thank you for watching my channel, and please subscribe. I'll continue to post my Delta Junction project where I built a 20 by 20 log cabin, and I'll continue to post this project, which is more live, and this is the project I'm currently working on this spring. I'm not sure if there's another hill coming up actually. Now it's hard to remember all this. Yeah, there it is. Those guys got up the hill now, and I don't have to worry about them being stuck. It's all downhill for them. They're loading up that forklift and taking the chains off. And I'm heading down to Fred Meyer's to get some food and use the bathroom, drink some water. I have a little bit of a headache from dehydration and hunger. So, yeah, it's coming to 2. I've pretty much been going all day. Yeah, I more expected it to be like I would have breaks and eat and drink water, but from the moment that I found them on the hill stuck till now, it's been a long day. I see a couple of flares on the hill right here. I don't know if that was what they put down or something, but all I can say is every single one of us are happy to go downhill towards Fairbanks, and we're probably all gonna have to get some food and water. But my house material is at my house spot. Oh, okay, there's a crash right here. That's why there's... Okay, I gotta call these guys on the hill right here. So I'm turning around to go tell those Lowe's guys not to come down the hill this way, because there's a crash here. So I have to stop them and tell them to come down the hill a different way. Alright, now I'm stressed. I gotta hurry. I tried to call him too. So I'm driving out to the property, and it's 7 degrees right now, which is good. I'm glad it's not melting because I don't have the OSB board off of the snow and covered yet. Pretty much all of that material that was delivered 2 days ago was just pretty much dumped. I was going as fast as I could to get it off of those black sleds and run back up the hill so that I could take advantage of the forklift, and he would drop a full load of material onto the 2 sleds. And if I didn't have the sleds ready, you know, his time was important. He might just put it on the ground. So yeah, and I'm driving my tiny car, and I'm gonna drive up Summit Road, one of the steeper roads, and if I can't make it up on this side of the hill, that probably will mean I can't make it up from my property. So I think I'll be able to drive all the way to the property and back today with this tiny car. Once it starts getting a little bit warmer, I'll have trouble because it'll start spitting out. I hope I could. We'll see. Okay, I'm glad to make it out here. It's late in the day, probably close to 4:20 actually. Let's see what time it is. 4:07. And yeah, I gotta move all of this lumber down the hill so it's not sitting so close to the driveway, just inviting for someone to grab. And I'm just gonna use the black sleds, and probably the studs, I won't even tie them down, I'll just stack them in there. And then there's OSB board down here. After I'm done with that, I kind of want to stack those OSB boards on top of lumbers and make sure they're not just sitting on snow, and make sure they're not getting warped or wet or anything. I'll put this on time-lapse video, and I'm going to listen to music while I work and just be going up and down the hill, getting lumber, moving it. Yeah, when I turned that Lowe's vehicle around because there was a crash on the hill, they had to drive down the hill on Crescent Ridge Road towards Goldstream, away from town, and then come to Fairbanks. They couldn't use Summit Road, it was too steep. So yeah, that was a great success. I got it all down there and slightly sorted, and it's not stacked perfectly because I'm on a hill, and nothing is really getting wet out here anyway. It's frozen. I'm missing some stuff. Like, I don't see any of that siding, and I'm not sure if I bought plywood for the roof, but I feel like that is also missing. So I need to start counting all of this and see what's going on. I need to get my inventory list too.